What's up, guys? My name's Doug, and today I'm going to run through the 10 steps that every man can take to radically improve their mental health in the next 10 days. Now, in this video, I'm not going to break down my experiences and my story with mental health because I've actually already done that in another video. So if you are interested, I'm going to link the full 30-minute video I've done on this at the end of this video, where I talk about my experiences with depression, anxiety, and why my opinion on those two subjects has changed recently. Needless to say, I have been there. So if you're in the thick of it right now, then trust me when I say this, I know how you feel and I empathize with you. But you don't need to worry, because in today's video, I'm going to give you the 10 actionable steps that I have personally taken in the past when I felt depressed. But not only that, I'm going to explain to you why I'm getting you to do each of these steps. Because if we do that, it's going to help rationalize them in your brain. Now, it's important for me to say that you cannot cherry pick these steps. You can't just hear all 10 and then decide to do 1, 4, 7, and 10 because they're the ones that suit you best. You need to do all 10 of them. You need to do them consistently, and you need to do them 10 days in a row. But if you do that, trust me when I say this, you're going to feel a heck of a lot better in 10 days' time. So let's get into it. First thing you are going to do is set your alarm for 5 a.m. tomorrow. Then you're going to put your phone out of arm's reach so that you're forced to get out of bed to turn the alarm off rather than snoozing it. Now, I don't care if this means you getting 2 hours of sleep tonight. The reason we're getting you to set your alarm for 5 a.m. is because there is a certain level of peace at that time in the morning. No one else is up. The world is very quiet. But I think, being honest, the main benefit is that it just gives you a feeling of control. You're not getting up and rushing straight into your daily tasks, commute, whatever that might be. You can go at your own pace, and trust me, you're going to feel such a big benefit. Number 2, once you're up, I want you to go and drink the biggest and the coldest glass of water that you can possibly find in your house. I don't want you just to have a couple of sips. I want you to down the whole thing. You're at your most dehydrated after you've been asleep. And when you're dehydrated, you become lethargic. This is because your brain starts to shut down processes that it doesn't necessarily need. Water, or specifically the oxygen in water, is like a secondary energy source. And this is one of the biggest issues you see, whether people are depressed, anxious, experiencing mental health issues or not, is that people just aren't drinking enough water. But this is going to help with brain function and with body function. It's also going to flush out all the toxins that your body has processed whilst you've been asleep. Okay, number 3. So you're up, you've had your big glass of water. Now you're going to do 50 push-ups and 50 bodyweight squats. I don't care how many sets this takes you or really how long this takes you. The point is to start the day with a challenge and with a win. The stress of the exercise also alleviates the intrusive thoughts because, quite frankly, when you're banging out press-ups, you can't really think about anything else. Right, number 4, after you've done your press-ups and your squats, you are going to have a cold shower. As cold as your shower will go. How long? Well, as long as you can last. You're going to count out loud the seconds that you can stand under the water. And then the next day, your goal is to beat your previous time. So not only are we now doing another hard thing and getting another win, we're adding a competitive element to your day. And once again, when you're under a cold shower, try having intrusive thoughts. It's basically impossible. So number 1 to 4 that I've just been through there is basically your new morning routine for the next 10 days. Realistically, once you've got it down to a T, it's going to take you less than 20 minutes. Number 5, after you've jumped out of your cold shower and put some nice, warm, dry, comfortable clothes on, you're going to sit down and write down your thoughts, any thoughts. By this point, you're going to be awake and you're going to be thinking more rationally based on doing number 1 through 4. But we need to get those thoughts out of your head and onto paper. So do this for 30 minutes each morning for the next 10 days. Number 6 is going to cover you from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. And for that hour, you are going to read. Ideally something growth-oriented and non-fiction. And if you don't have any books in the house and you're not able to order one off of Amazon for £5 that can come tomorrow morning, then that's absolutely fine. Watch an hour of positive, growth-centric YouTube content for free. But make sure whilst you're doing this, you're not also scrolling on your phone, because the whole point, if you haven't kind of figured it out already, is for the first 2 hours of the day, we're actually not even going to be on your phone. You're not going to be checking social media. You're not going to be checking emails. You're not going to be checking WhatsApps, nothing like that, because 90% of it is negative BS. So doing this, reading or watching positive, growth-centric YouTube content is going to fill your mind with ideas, with possibilities, with positivity. Okay, so I've taken you up to 7 a.m. Now, the steps from here on out, so 7, 8, 9, and 10, are not to be done at a specific time. You can do them whenever they fit into your daily routine. Number 7 is to get outside during the daylight hours and walk for at least 60 minutes. Quite frankly, I don't care where you go. I don't care if you walk around in circles. I also don't care what the weather's saying that day. I don't care if it's raining, if there's a thunderstorm, if there's gale force winds, or if it's snowing. You're getting up and you're getting outside. We want to change your state, and to change your state, we need to change your environment. We also want to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which going for a walk does, because you're looking up and into the distance. And this part of your nervous system is associated with rest, recovery, and resetting, which, let's be honest, right now, it's probably quite appealing. Okay, so number 8, let's talk about food. So listen, you might not be that hungry at the moment, and I get it. When I go through depressive episodes, I completely lose my appetite. But you need calories because they are your body's primary source of energy. They are quite literally your fuel. And if you don't eat calories, you are putting yourself in a massive calorie deficit, because even if you are sedentary all day, you are still burning a lot of calories. Your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, is probably at least 14 to 1500 calories. This is because it's accounting for organ function, it's accounting for pumping blood around the body, it's accounting for breathing, it's accounting for your brain, which is the most metabolic organ in your body. So don't think just because you're not going to the gym or running or whatever it might be that you're not burning calories. You burn calories 24 hours a day. We need to replace those calories, and we need to do so with food. I know this from working with clients who are going through a weight loss phase. When you're in a giant calorie deficit, you lose your drive. Your brain hates change. It loves something called homeostasis. And when you create a calorie deficit, you are creating change. You are changing the environment of your brain, of your body. And your brain fights back. And it does this by taking away your drive, because it thinks, well, if I take away his drive, he's going to do less. If he does less, we're going to burn less calories. So we don't want that. We want you to be driven. We want you to be motivated to get up and do stuff, because if you're in a calorie deficit, everything just already feels harder than it should. So aside from drinking water, which we've already covered, if you really have no appetite, what I would encourage you to do is go for liquid calories, particularly smoothies or milk. These are both very nutrient dense and pretty complete whole foods as well. And let's be honest, it's a lot easier to palate liquid calories than it is solids. If you do that for a couple of days, you'll notice that you start to get your drive, your energy, and your appetite back. Then what I would recommend you do is just try and eat something very basic. Even if all you can stomach is buttered toast, that is going to be better than nothing. And let's be honest, who doesn't love buttered toast? In an ideal world though, once you start to really feel a little bit better, we want to capitalize on protein and fats. Fats support your endocrine system, your hormone function. Every kind of hormone you can think of, from your sex hormones to your regulatory hormones, to your hunger hormones, to your sleep hormones, to your stress hormones. Dietary fat helps to regulate that. It helps to bring everything into balance. It helps to support that system. And protein helps to speed up recovery processes, which right now, when you're under chronic stress, which you're probably experiencing, obviously that's not a good thing. Protein helps the recovery of cells. It also stops you craving the sweet, sugary snacks, which are genuinely just going to make you feel worse. Okay, so that's number 8, all about food. Number 9, this is the one where I'm actually removing something. It's the only one where I'm removing something. And that is stimulants. No stimulants and no processed food and no sugar for the next 10 days. So no caffeine, no nicotine, no alcohol, and like I say, no sugar. Just cut them out for 10 days. You won't die. Quite the opposite, actually. Last up, number 10, and this is for the end of the day, and it is journaling. Now, journaling gets a bit of a weird reputation now, because it's almost like marketed as some sort of like ritual where you have to have a special seat and a special book and all of this stuff. You don't. It's literally just writing down some of your thoughts from the day. You can do it on your phone. What I would suggest you do is writing down 3 things that you're proud of doing today and 3 things that you're committing to do tomorrow. This is very powerful because it helps you to reflect and plan. So that is the 10 things, guys. And truth be told, they're all kind of geared towards helping you to reset your sleep cycle, your circadian rhythm, because more often than not, the guys who feel the way they do, it happens to be that their sleep is just completely out of whack. And honestly, nothing is going to make you feel better than a good night's sleep. And if you've done all of these things, you're going to break that vicious cycle. You're going to feel tired. You're going to want to go to bed earlier, and you're going to get better sleep quality and quantity. So that's the video, guys. As I said, 10 steps. Don't cherry pick them. Do them all consistently for 10 days. And if you do, I promise you, you are going to feel a hell of a lot better. I really hope this video has helped. If you've enjoyed it, give it a quick thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon.